Welcome back. Today we're going to be kids again and we are going to make some Christmas sugar cookies. A while back I tried several different vegan rollout sugar cookie recipes and they all came out either bland or dry or both. I mean, I wasn't going to leave those out for Santa. So I made my own recipe with more flavor and the perfect texture. And instead of plain royal icing, I'm using a buttery vegan icing, which is also going to lend a little bit more flavor to the cookies as well. As usual, the recipe is linked below if you want to follow along. Now let's make some cookies for Santa. So I have my stand mixer here with the paddle attachment. You can make these by hand as well. It's just going to be a little bit more work. So I have 3/4 of a cup of vegan butter, which has been sitting out at room temperature for a little while, so it's nice and soft. And I'm just going to beat the butter until it is light and fluffy. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup plus a tablespoon of granulated sugar and let the mixer get that well incorporated. And I have 6 tablespoons of aquafaba that I'm going to add in, which is 3/8 of a cup, along with half a tablespoon of vanilla, and I will just keep mixing. Finally, I'm adding in my dry ingredients, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 3/4 cups of flour. I'm not going to add all the flour in right away. I'll add 1 cup to start and then add the rest as it comes together. Now we're going to chill the dough, so I'm going to separate it into 2 balls and I'll dust it with some flour before I put it in the bowls so that it doesn't stick to the bowls. And I will cover the bowls and put them in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Wow, has it been an hour already? It must be that Christmas magic. Alright, so I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees and I'm going to prepare my work surface with some parchment paper and dust it with some flour. I'm going to take my first dough ball out and then roll it out until it's about 1/4 inch thick. Then I'm going to dip my cookie cutter in some flour here before I use it to cut the cookies. And then I'll place the cookies on a non-stick baking sheet about 1/2 inch apart. If you're skipping the icing, you can put some sprinkles on your cookies at this stage. Just make sure that your sprinkles are vegan because a lot of sprinkles are colored with non-vegan ingredients. And each sheet's gonna bake for 7 to 8 minutes until the edges are golden brown. Then I'll place the cookies on a wire rack to cool completely before I start icing them. While those are baking, I'm going to start making my icing. So I'm going to melt 1/3 cup of vegan butter and then I will mix that up with 3 cups of powdered sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of almond milk at a time until I get the consistency that I want. In total, you should need around 2 to 4 tablespoons of almond milk. You can also add some vegan food coloring if you want to, and if you want multiple colors, you can just separate the icing out into different bowls to get multiple colors. Once my cookies have cooled for around 30 minutes, they will be cool enough for the icing. And it's really up to you how you want to decorate them. You can use a butter knife or an icing spatula to spread the icing over the whole cookie, or you can use a piping bag if you want some more precision.
Oh.
Once they're iced, feel free to add some vegan sprinkles on top, and then you'll need to let them sit out to dry until the icing sets, which can be several hours. Finally, I've got cookies I can leave for Santa that won't get me coal in my stocking. Well, that wraps up my vegan Christmas series. I hope you and your family have a wonderful and safe holiday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next year.